everybody. Welcome to 7997. We are your hosts, Jackie and Chris. Chris and
Howdy.
Jackie. I started it.
Well, thank you for joining in.
Oh my.
She finally joined the club. Actually, you started a couple of episodes like way back at the beginning, but for some reason you just
Back in 1999.
put your hands on your lap and say, I'm not going to talk
The
until
brother
Chris
look.
passing me the mic.
Yeah, damn. What y'all don't know behind the scenes is this dude is quiet. Okay, I have to poke him and check his eyes and check his pulse, make sure he's still alive. So when he gets to talking, I just sit back and enjoy it.
I talk when I have something important to say. Otherwise, why are you talking?
Well, because talking is fun.
Anyway, since you've begun the episode, what are we speaking about this week?
The rainy season, Alluvia has come.
But I thought weather was perfect, 80 degrees, no matter what time of year it was in San Miguel. I thought it was perpetual spring.
Well, it rains in the springtime.
It does rain in the springtime, doesn't it?
You're welcome.
Yeah. Technically, the rainy season is only about 4 or 5 months between June and September. So the rest of the year, you literally get no rain at all. Like, you might get a lucky drizzle half in a day. Other than that, you get
Zero rain.
nada, zero, zilch. This is the desert, and when it's time not to rain, it does
not rain. No. And nice too. The highs will be like 80, anywhere between like 80 and 90. And then the evenings it just cools out to like 55, 60.
Yeah.
So cute in the daytime and wear a cute little sweater and jacket in the evening. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then somewhere around April, May, June, it gets hot. And that's basically the hottest time of the year. This year was hotter than normal. We had a really good heat wave. We get, up into almost 100 some days.
Which is abnormal now.
Which is abnormal. Usually
Climate
it doesn't get
change,
that hot.
right.
It'll get into the 90s, but it wouldn't necessarily get up to 100. So that was pretty abnormal. So, like, once you get to that time of year, like, everyone, even when it's not super duper hot, everyone is kind of waiting with bated breath for the rain to come.
Alluvia? Oh,
right. You're watching the skies, you're waiting, you're asking the weatherman, when does the rain come?
Right.
Because it's hot, and you're walking around town, and you're sweltering, and most places here don't have air conditioning because you honestly don't need it most of the year.
Right, that's true.
But for that 1 month, month and a half, it would be really nice to have if you don't have it. Personally, we have it in like our bedroom, and that's the only place we have it. So our electric bill that we just got recently was much, much higher than normal.
Because we were $55 a month?
Yeah. So $55 a month as opposed to $10 to $20 a month.
Right.
So, it's not necessarily, merited energy prices, obviously, because we're not running AC constantly all day.
In a whole house, right?
In a whole house.
Thank the Lord.
But, it's enough for us to be too high, for sure. So once that rain does finally come, and I think one of the ways that just traditionally they've gotten the rain to come is they literally have festivals and traditions before the rain comes. So like there's a festival called the Festival of Santa Cruz, which is sort of a Catholic festival as well as an indigenous one, where they're actually praying for good rain, they're praying for a good harvest. They're up on the hill in a neighborhood called Valle de Maíz. They're setting off fireworks. And it really lasts for an entire week, right at the end of May. So that's sort of like the traditional call for, hey, let's get some rain going. It's about time.
They're summoning the gods.
They're popping off fireworks into the sky in the hopes that it triggers the clouds to drop some rain.
And we don't know scientifically if that's how it really works, but they're part of the tradition.
You can load the clouds with salt to make it actually rain if there's enough water in the clouds.
I've heard it, I
don't know if that's what they're actually trying to do.
We ain't gonna go there. But it reminds me though of the American indigenous people, how they used to say they would do a rain dance.
Right.
That's so interesting. I never thought of that.
People,
they are.
It comes a time of year when you expect that rain to come, you want it to come, and like, let's get a party going.
Yeah.
It don't take nothing for the Mexicans to start partying for some reason.
Yeah.
And if it gets the rain to come, then all the better. And I think at the end of that week, it actually did get some rain. It wasn't like really the fully rainy season coming on, but we did get a little bit of rain. So I'll say it works.
I don't subscribe to dancing. Well, guess what? They had the same festival last year. It ain't rain. There was a drought last year. It rained like twice.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't subscribe to dancing. I do subscribe to maybe partitioning the Lord, God of heaven, who made the heavens and the
Well,
earth.
first of all,
that's what I
you're at
subscribe to.
church
Mm-hmm.
and y'all are praying. Part of that worshiping and speaking to God is y'all get up and y'all shout and y'all dance.
I didn't discredit that. I'm just
it sounds like you're
saying.
discrediting. It sounds like you're being a hater.
Put in the comments if y'all heard me discredit anybody.
That's what I heard.
It was because you don't listen. But what I'm saying is you can partition or make a petition. You can make a petition, but that doesn't mean your request is going to be
doesn't
granted.
mean your prayers will be answered.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And definitely not how you want it and when you want it.
Right.
Because guess what? The Lord works when He wants to. He does what He wants to do. And also we are impacting the world.
Right.
Climate change is real. You know what I'm saying? So there it is. Sorry,
we
guys.
can have an impact on climate change. Why can't we have an impact on the rain?
Well, we can. I understand
Exactly.
that.
See?
Some places are getting too much rain. Look, there's some places in Canada they were having like 80 and 90 degree weather. They're like, oh my God. You know what I mean? So it's a thing.
Yeah.
Move on.
So rain here is a little bit different from where we were in North Carolina. We technically have a rainy season in North Carolina, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't think we really think about it that way because it does kind of rain year round.
Literally June, July, August. Those are super hot,
Yeah.
right?
When the summertime comes around, we get these pop-up thunderstorms that are like extremely powerful, extremely volatile.
Hail.
It rains super hard.
Yep.
Might last for an hour. And then it stops. You'll be driving down the highway, complete whiteout conditions, can't see nothing.
Got to pull over or
The folks
drive
on the
10 miles an
motorcycle will be
hour.
up under the bridge
Yep.
waiting. But then when it stops raining, it doesn't cool nothing off.
It's still hot
It
as
just gets
blazes. Yeah. Humider.
Humider.
I'm going to drink my tea while he's fixed that.
So in contrast here, like when the rainy season comes, it is a relief. The temperatures come down. All that 100 degrees, 90 degrees is pretty much gone.
That's true.
You're getting that mid-80s. It'll cool down.
And it's
even
like
cooler at
really
night.
fresh.
And it's fresh and it's refreshing.
Yeah. No, that's true.
But like
Back
in North
home.
Carolina, that rain was a nuisance.
All right.
It just made stuff worse. Like you're expecting rain, a whole bunch of water to drop to actually cool some things off, but it doesn't do that at all.
That's so true. Like the rain would fall, and then you could actually see on the turf or the astroturf or the street.
Yeah.
You would see it actually smoking. It's just
Yeah. You can see the steam
evaporating
coming up. It's like a sauna, right?
and going right back up. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. But it floods here.
It very much so, and like
Y'all gotta understand that.
part of the problem is everything here is built out of concrete, stone, rock. The streets, the buildings, so like nothing absorbs the water. And we're in the desert, so it's like it's not a whole lot of vegetation, it's not a whole lot of grass. And they're building up the town a lot. So within the city itself, it's on the side of a mountain, so any water that's up top gets pushed down to the bottom.
Yep.
If you live in the bottom of the city, like you're just used to things flooding out.
Yeah.
My mother lives down close to the bottom of the city, and she took some pictures outside of her door, and it's like literally a river rolling through by
A river
her front
runs
door.
through it.
That much water, and that's like a normal rainstorm. That's not like anything crazy. It's not a hurricane.
Yeah, that's true. No,
That's
hurricane is just thunderstorm.
When it rains, all that water gathers and runs downhill into the bottom of the city.
Yep.
So like that kind of leads into sort of the construction of homes here, which is a little bit different than back home.
The rooftops, how they have the little holes and the little
Right, rooftops have little spouts to kind of move the water off the roof. Everything's made out of concrete. All the flooring in here is all tile. You'll see stone. You'll see polished concrete. You will not see carpet.
That's so true.
You will not see hardwood floors rarely. Maybe some more high-end places might throw some hardwood in there. So like Mexicans' attitude towards water inside the house is a little different than ours. You know, if you're back home and there's water getting in the house,
You're freaking
you got
out.
wood, you got drywall, you got carpet. All that stuff gets ruined by the water.
Right.
Here you got stone and tile. You just sweep it on out.
Sweep
the
it
door.
out, wipe it up, dry it off.
It's all good.
Yeah. Bienvenidos.
So like we have a couple, like a leak by our patio door that ended up sealing up. There was water coming in there. There's a leak up in the window upstairs. You had to seal that up as well. But when the water came in, like at first you're kind of like, oh man, there's water getting.
It was like,
oh
yikes.
God. Like,
but then it's like it's not damaging
it's not
anything.
nothing. Get the mop out, mop it up. It's all good.
Like literally, yeah.
Nothing gets hurt.
No, that's
so true. If you have a little area rug, that might get wet. But if an area rug gets wet, you pick it up, squeeze it out. It's all good. It's not a problem. So there's a very different attitude towards, I think, the rain, the flooding, the water, because you're just kind of used to it. I guess if you in the U.S. you live in a flood zone, you expect the flood to come.
That is correct.
You make preparations for it. Your house is probably prepared for it in some way.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing here. There's parts of the city that's going to flood.
Yep.
Like clockwork.
And parts that aren't.
Okay, so what?
Yeah.
That's another Tuesday.
Yeah. No, that's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true. But the funny thing is, because of the communal nature of the people with nature, you hit a good point. They actually are welcoming it. Like here, I may do a treat for you guys one day and just take you on a tour so you can see how they treat nature here. Like they won't cut down the trees if they can help it. So in the middle of the street, you can literally be in the Uber and turn down the street and you're like, is that a tree in the middle of the street? And as long as that car can get around, they didn't cut it. They didn't cut it down. Or you can be walking down the street and then there'll be branches, right? They build walls or gates around the tree, and they've even built houses with tree. So what I'm saying is they appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's not a nuisance.
Well, I mean, they have to, because if you're in the desert, every bit of water is important. If you're in the desert, every tree is important because you need all of that oxygen to soak up all this, hot air we're all blowing around all the time. So all those things are important, and they make sure to put things in place to, protect it. Like by law, I think if you're able to actually cut down a tree, you got to plant 3 in place of it.
Yeah.
So like there's laws in place to protect the trees that are here. Because there's so few of them, obviously, in the desert.
Yeah.
So, something else about the rain here, I think, when the rain season first came, it came in with the hurricane. I think hurricane, I'm not sure if it was Burl or the one before it.
Oh, you mean this year?
This year,
okay.
Yeah. We would get, we're in the center of the country, so we really don't get heavy hit from the hurricane, but we got sort of the outer bands of it. So we get sort of this, ongoing on and off rain all day long, which isn't typically the way that it rains here.
Right.
So the last couple of years we've been here, it's been almost like clockwork. Late afternoon, the clouds will kind of roll in. You'll get hit with some rain. Sometimes you'll get it overnight, so you might get sort of an overnight storm that kind of goes all night long.
And don't forget about that thunder and lightning.
The thunder and lightning is different.
Were you on top of a mountain? What?
I've never lived this high. Like this city is higher than Denver, Colorado in elevation. So you are literally up in the clouds.
What?
We go to our rooftop, we can look over the whole city, and we can see at the top of the mountains, like, I can see the gray clouds. I can see it raining on the other side of the city, but it's not even raining here. It's so crazy.
Man.
You're just up so high that, sometimes the rain hits you and sometimes it doesn't.
But that thunder.
But the thunder.
And that lightning.
It feels like the thunder is in the house. It's so close. The first time we heard it, it made us jump. It scared us. Like, I usually don't jump at thunder. And even at the really strong thunderstorms you get in North Carolina, those are really powerful. They don't make me jump. But here, it's like, wait a minute. Am I in the thunder? Is it here with me right now?
I heard my grandma, you set it down and let the Lord do his work.
Turn them lights off, unplug everything. Don't get in the shower.
And for the record, we should have unplugged.
Yeah. We had a power outage and it killed our projector that we had. I think it may have fried one of my Wi-Fi routers too a little bit. It doesn't seem like it's working as good as it used to.
Man. We down to one TV, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all pray for us. Put in the comments if y'all can survive with just one TV.
Buy us a coffee or stack up enough coffee so we can get a TV, right? We need TV in the bedroom, how us spoiled Americans.
Oh, my Lord. But you were saying, though, that the rain is cyclical, right?
It's cyclical, very much so. You get it sort of at the same time every day.
Little rhythm,
you have to kind of plan your day around it.
Hit the streets early.
We like to hang it outside because we have no, we like to. We have
for the
to.
record, we don't have a dryer. But we don't miss it.
No. So, like, you got to get up and wash clothes in the morning. Make sure you get up on the line enough time to kind of get everything dry before the rain comes through. Go out and get your errands done in the morning in the early afternoon before the rain comes.
Yep, run around.
Because once the rain comes, like, ain't nobody out in them streets.
Right.
Everything clears out.
Yep, that's so true.
The city is a ghost town because you get swept up in one of them rapids coming down the mountain.
No, seriously.
You might get swept down the street.
Yep.
Well, like some people do like to go out and kind of venture into it. You know, I always say, like, if I was a kid and I grew up in this, like, I would probably have some sort of makeshift raft, an inner tube, just to roll down the street through the city. You know, it'd have to be
rowing your boat.
Fun. I'm a little too old for that now.
Gosh, but it's serious though, because I know. Baby girl got stuck, so they hanging out, and that's the thing. It's cyclical, right? So you know, in the evenings.
Baby girl is who?
Taylor.
Okay. So
she's hanging out, getting her last rounds before she leaves out of town, and you know, next thing you know, she's texting, "Hey, can we crash at somebody's house? Is anybody within a safe walking distance? Because Ubers are no longer running."
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a thing.
Because they can't drive through the river.
They can't drive through the water.
Especially in the little cars they got here. I mean, it's a small town, tight street, so like everybody gets sort of a Chevy Aveo, a Nissan Sentra is probably like one of the biggest cars you see here. One time I got lucky and got an Uber that was an SUV, which was like riding in luxury.
Didn't that feel good?
It felt so good.
Oh, the hams and the yams and the hips and the dips.
Like the seat wasn't touching the front of my knees, you know what I mean? I'm not tall. I'm like 5'7" on a good day when my, hunchback is straightened out, but in them cars,
oh man,
tightly squeezed in.
Man, but I'm gonna say this though, San Miguel's rainy season is beautiful.
It is very beautiful.
It really is. For the reasons you said it, because even just seeing the pictures and the videos everyone posting, it's pretty cool. See all the rapids, flowing down the cobblestone streets. There's a romance to it, I guess. And then, of course, we have beautiful scenery. So the folks who do venture out, who is it? Ian, one of the best photographers here.
Ian Clement.
Oh my Lord! Yeah. I mean, when the pictures come back, it's just so amazing. And because of how we're situated, just being able to see the clouds, to be able to see the like one night we were up on the rooftop. Remember on the terraza? And it was a twin rainbow. So the beauty and how it cools things off. I like the rainy season here better for sure than back home. Yeah, I'll take it here over there any day.
And even there's a spot in the Yardine where the Yardine is kind of placed sort of middle ways in the city. So there's city that's above it and there's also city that's below it. So it really becomes a conduit for sort of the river running through it. And there's one section where there's like a staircase. And everybody gets pictures of the rain coming down the staircase. It looks like a little waterfall. One woman was actually laying in the middle of the staircase with the water just rushing over top of her, which I know was probably super fun, but super cold, I'm sure.
Right.
So like there's a beauty in sort of this rain that comes in. It really is, I think, a time of year that maybe the tourism guide won't tell you to come this time of year. Maybe people will say, hey, come when the rainy season is off. But like to me, I think it's probably one of the better times of the year that a lot of people may miss out on because they're here, later in the year, maybe October, November, December, when all sort of the holidays kind of come around, the Mexican holidays as well as the U.S. holidays. And that's really like the busy season.
But it is
I think a lot of people miss out on that part of San Miguel of, just enjoying the waterworks that kind of come through.
Yeah, get rained in and just chill, have some good to eat. It's fun.
It's fun. Absolutely.
It's fun. Yeah.
So on that note, we're going to wrap it up. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, buy us a coffee.
Cuídate.
Arias Garce, take care and take a chance.
And y'all be safe, well, because the weather is popping everywhere. So y'all be safe.
For those of y'all who think that Mexicans are coming across the border more so even now, watch this video that I'm going to show you, and we'll tell you a little bit about who's actually coming across the border and maybe why you should be coming back the other way. Until next time, peace, y'all.
This is the 7997 Podcast, your home for raw and honest conversation, featuring Chris and Jackie, with new episodes every Sunday, wherever you get your podcasts.